Good Friday morning, everybody. This is Stephen Ray, and I wanted to do a quick little video this morning and let you guys know that we have a very significant threat of seeing tornadoes and severe weather by the time we get into the day tomorrow. And give me just a second to continue to share this everywhere on social media, and then I will go into what you guys can expect region by region today, tonight and tomorrow, and then, of course, tomorrow night as well. So once again, as you can see right there, the Storm Prediction Center has placed a good portion of Mississippi in a enhanced risk of severe storms. And what that means is that we have the potential for damaging straight line winds, extremely large hail, and the outside risk of seeing tornadoes with the potential for a couple of strong tornadoes as we move into the afternoon and to the evening hours tomorrow night. And this is basically going to be across a good portion of Mississippi. Basically, if you are from the cities of Greenville to Greenwood, Starkville, Tupelo, Oxford, Mississippi, and then, of course, up there in the Memphis metro area, anyone around the Memphis metro area, or over into the Corinth, Mississippi area, you guys are definitely going to see the effects of this potential severe weather as we move into the day tomorrow. Now, today, there is a marginal risk for a couple of severe storms out there as the atmosphere is recharging. However, the bigger threat is going to come tomorrow here in the state of Mississippi and, of course, the state of Alabama. So, once again, that is the area of concern. All right, so here we go. And I've got this shared as many places as I can. So, once again, like I said, if you were along the 2059 corridor down there in the state of Mississippi, you guys can expect to see the potential for damaging straight line winds, large hail, and the tornado threat is increasing. All right, so here are the threat levels here locally in Mississippi. Now, if you are near Philadelphia, Mississippi, or Yazoo City, Mississippi, or Kosciuszko and points off to the north, you guys are in the enhanced risk for damaging straight line winds in excess of 60 to 70, large hail up to the size of golf balls possible, and of course, the risk of tornadoes is increasing with every single model run that we are seeing. Now, if you are near the 20 corridor between Vicksburg, Jackson, and Meridian, you guys are in the slight risk for damaging winds in excess of 60, hail up to golf ball sized, and tornadoes are possible. And then, of course, if you were down there in the Pine Belt area of Mississippi, basically from Natchez to Brookhaven to McGee to Laurel and to Hattiesburg, you guys are in the marginal risk with damaging winds upwards of 60, and a tornado cannot be ruled out. Now, if you are basically along the 20 corridor, which goes Vicksburg to Jackson over to Meridian and points off towards the northwest, your severe weather risk is going to be between 3 p.m. tomorrow and 10 p.m. And then after that time, it will shift down to the Pine Belt area between 2 o'clock and 11 p.m. tomorrow. So, unfortunately, while we ring in the new year on New Year's Day, it is looking like we are going to have the potential for a significant severe weather outbreak across the portions of Alabama and Mississippi. Now, you may be wondering what an enhanced risk means. An enhanced risk means several severe storms will produce very large hail, damaging winds, and or tornadoes. Similar to intense storms, your area may experience only once or twice per year. So this is the 3 out of 5 confidence level, and there is the potential that a small portion of Mississippi could be upgraded to a moderate risk as we get into the day tomorrow. Now let's move a little bit further off to the north and check on our friends in the Mid-South, which is North Mississippi and Western Tennessee. As you can see right there, Memphis, Oxford, and Tupelo all day Saturday. And Memphis, Oxford, and Tupelo, you guys are in the 3 out of 5 confidence level for the potential of damaging straight line winds, very large hail, and the tornado potential is, like I said, increasing with every single model run. So once again, that is the area of concern. Now, I also wanted to do one quick thing before I let you guys go. Give me just a second. Okay, I'm pulling up the radar Omega right now. And I'm going to turn on the all right. So there you can see across a good portion of Mississippi, there is your enhanced risk of severe weather. And it does go all the way down on a local level to areas near Canton, Mississippi, over to just north of Meridian, Carthage, Mississippi, Philadelphia, Mississippi, Yazoo City, Mississippi, Rolling Forks, and of course the delta of Mississippi over there near the Mississippi River. Now, the slight risk, like I said, goes to Vicksburg, to Jackson, to Forest, over to Meridian, and then down here, there's the marginal risk that includes Natchez and Hattiesburg, Mississippi. So let me also show you that the greatest area of concern tomorrow from the tornado potential is going to be anybody within this orange shaded area, which is a pretty good percentage area. And it is going to be basically, once again, along the same lines, basically from Canton to Carthage to Philadelphia to Yazoo City and points off to the north. However, you cannot rule out the possibility of a few tornadoes as far south as Vicksburg, Jackson, Forest, Mississippi, and of course Meridian. Now, what's going to happen is there's going to be a couple of supercells that will develop as early as 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. And then, of course, those will be the ones that will produce the potential for the tornadoes. And then as we get into the afternoon and late early evening hours, we're going to have a line of storms that is going to form in Arkansas and slide across the entire area. And those can produce the small spin up tornadoes, but the bigger threat with those are going to be the straight line winds upwards of 70 miles per hour as we get into the early evening hours tomorrow night. So your call to action tomorrow for the potential of a couple of strong tornadoes are going to be from Hernando over to Corinth, Mississippi, Mississippi, all the way down to the Cleveland, Grenada, Houston, Amory area, and then tracking along south towards the Highway 82 corridor, Greenville, Indianola, Greenwood, Winona, Starkville, and Columbus as we move into the day tomorrow. Now, there is a small risk of a couple of severe storms a little bit later on this afternoon and this evening. And of course, the slight risk for the area has been added for the Hernando, Mississippi area, the South Haven area, and of course the Helena and West Helena areas, coming across the Corinth area as well, for the potential of a couple of isolated thunderstorms that could become severe a little bit later on. And then, of course, we have the marginal risk down here from Greenville to Indianola to Greenwood to Winona to Starkville and then Columbus, and then a little bit further off to the south here to Carthage and Philadelphia this afternoon and this evening. And then we will get a lull, so to speak, in the early morning hours, and then tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening we will be seeing the remnants and the potential for severe storms. Now, any of these storms that do develop a little bit later today in Alabama could potentially have the potential to become severe as well. But as you can see, the majority of the stuff tomorrow starts off in Arkansas, and then it will eventually move into the Mississippi area by tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. So that is the area of concern that we have currently right now. And here comes your line of severe storms coming through Memphis, and any of those that do come through tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening have the potential once again to become severe. And any of the areas that are see the discrete supercells that do come out ahead of the main line, those will have to be watched during the day tomorrow for the potential of the spin up tornadoes and the larger tornado threat. So once again, that is the situation that we have ongoing. Once again, there is a small threat of severe weather across the northwestern portions of Mississippi today, from South Haven over to Olive Branch, Mississippi, over to Ripley, Hernando, and the Oxford area, and then stretching over here to Corinth as we get into the afternoon and evening hours today. And then, of course, the main event is going to come into the day tomorrow. So that is the situation that we have ongoing right now. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and feel free to ask those in the comments right now. So that is the situation that we have ongoing. And so that is the area of concern right now. And so, as always, I will be watching the latest weather information for you guys. And as always, I will continue to do severe weather coverage in the event tomorrow that we have severe weather on tap. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. I will intend to do another severe weather video tonight for you guys right here in, of course, Central and North Mississippi. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And as always, God bless. Now, if you were watching in the great state of Alabama, I'm about to switch over and do some things over in Alabama. Good afternoon, Alabama. This is Stephen Ray, and I hope everybody is doing well on this Friday as we approach the noontime hour. And I wanted to do a quick little video and show you guys what is expected for the state of Alabama. And as you can see, the Storm Prediction Center has placed a good portion of Alabama basically from the cities of Linden and Demopolis over to the Alabaster and Calera area, over to Talladega, Alexander City, and points off to the northwest under the potential for an enhanced risk of severe weather as we move into the day tomorrow for your New Year's Day. And so that is the reason that I wanted to do a quick little video, and I will do another video this evening to let you guys know if there's any updates from the Storm Prediction Center. But here is a good reminder of what the orange shade is. And the orange shade, like I said, does include the metros of Huntsville, Birmingham, and Tuscaloosa. Now, if you are under the orange risk, this is an enhanced risk for several severe storms that will produce very large hail, damaging winds, and tornadoes. This is similar to intense storms that your area may only experience only once or twice per year. Now, if you are from basically the areas of Clanton down to just south of Montgomery and into Auburn, you guys are in the yellow shaded area, and that is the slight risk, which severe storms will produce hail, damaging winds, and or tornadoes. And similar to storms you may experience a few times per year. So this is going to be a pretty significant threat of a tornado and severe weather potential tomorrow. And there is the possibility of the Storm Prediction Center placing an area in Alabama under a moderate risk. That is why you must check back with the latest weather information before you guys go to bed tonight. Now, if you guys are up there in the Tennessee Valley, and this does include Florence, Russellville, Red Bay, Alabama, Decatur, Athens, Hartselle, Coleman, Huntsville, Scottsboro, Gunnersville, or Rainsville, which was hit a couple of days ago with the EF1 tornado, you guys can expect to see up here the enhanced risk across all of North Alabama, and this is also for southern Middle Tennessee. And this is going to be Saturday afternoon through all of Saturday night. Numerous strong to severe thunderstorms are expected to develop ahead of a strong cold front, and this could impact places like I said, Huntsville, Hartselle, Coleman, and damaging winds, tornadoes are likely, heavy rainfall, flooding, and the outside risk of seeing a large hailstone. Now, a little bit further off to the south, as you can see, for the Tuscaloosa metro area, the Birmingham metro area, Hamilton, and then, of course, the Demopolis area as well. There is an enhanced risk of severe weather across the northern and much of central Alabama beginning Saturday midday and lasting through Saturday evening. All modes of severe weather will be possible, including damaging winds, large hail, and here we go, tornadoes, some of which may be on the strong side. So once again, if you are near the 2059 corridor or along the northern extent of the I-65 corridor down there near the Shelby County Airport, you guys are definitely in the enhanced risk area for tomorrow and tomorrow night. Now, for our friends in central Alabama, do not focus on the left graphic. I want you guys to focus on the right graphic here. If you are basically along the 69 corridor or the Highway 43 corridor and points off towards the northwest, your chance of seeing severe weather for places like Fayette, Jasper, Hamilton, Gewin, Winfield, Millport, Kennedy, Aliceville, Utah, Gordo, Reform, or if you are down there in the Livingston or York area, your threat is between 3 p.m. and 11 p.m. tomorrow night. Then it shifts towards the 2059 corridor that includes Gadsden, Anniston, downtown Birmingham. It includes Demopolis, Selma, the heart of Tuscaloosa, Clanton, Alexander City, places like Talladega, Calera. Your threat is going to be between 5 p.m. and 4 a.m. And then places down there around the Montgomery metro area, the Auburn area, Troy, and Eufaula, 11 p.m. tomorrow night through 9 a.m. on Sunday morning. So that is the situation that we have ongoing right now, with the potential for a small portion of Alabama to be upgraded to a moderate risk by the time we get into the day tomorrow. So that is the situation that we have ongoing right now. And I think that the greatest tornado threat, with the possibility of seeing a couple of strong tornadoes, is going to be up here in this area that is in the orange shaded area, basically from the cities of Geiger and Utah up to a point near Greensboro, then stretching back here into Perry County, then over to Clanton, Sylacauga, and then stretching back up here towards the Anniston and the Randolph County area and points off towards the northwest. That is going to be your greatest chance of seeing severe weather. And what I want to do is I want to take you guys over here to the radar and let you guys see a more in-depth version of where we can expect to see the potential for severe weather on a much local level. So give me just a second. Okay, so there is your enhanced risk that comes down here that cuts across the area from just north of Livingston over to Greensboro, the Talladega National Forest. This does include the Calera, Pelham, Alabaster, and Montevallo area. Then cutting across the Sylacauga area, Talladega, just north of Lineville. Then coming over here towards the Heflin and Oxford area, also the Jacksonville area. You guys are underneath the potential for the enhanced risk area, and that does include all of Birmingham, Bessemer, Vestavia, all of the Tuscaloosa metro, and points off, excuse me, to the northwest. Now, if you are a little bit further south of that, towards the Livingston area, the York area, Demopolis, Linden, Lisman, Butler, Marion, Valley Grande, Selma, Wetumpka, Prattville, Montgomery, Electric, Rockford, Alexander City, or Lafayette, you guys are in the slight risk of seeing severe storms. And then the marginal risk goes around that, basically from the cities of Auburn and Tuskegee all the way over to Phoenix City and then back into southwest Alabama. So that is the area of concern. That is the enhanced risk area. And as you can see how big that encompasses all the way from basically just south of the Campbellsville, Kentucky area and Bowling Green all the way down to Meridian, Mississippi. So that is a huge enhanced risk that we have in place for tomorrow. Now, I also want to show you real quick the greatest tornado potential. And this is basically going to be along that same line from through the Greensboro area down there in Hill County over to Centerville and Brent, then just north of Jemison along the 65 corridor. You can see Montevallo, Valley Junction, Calera, South Calera, and then getting over here to the northern extent of Lay Lake. Then getting over here to a point near Talladega Springs, Columbiana, Sylacauga, and then getting back up here into the Talladega National Forest. And then, of course, getting over here into the Heflin area and places into the Edwardsville and the Fruithurst area, just south of the Oxford, Anniston, and the Gadsden area. So that is the biggest threat of your tornado potential, and some of those could be on the strong side. So you need to go on ahead and prepare today for the potential of very, very large hail and the possibility of a pretty significant severe weather potential tomorrow, and especially if you are in the orange shaded area right there, basically from just north of Memphis all the way down to the Birmingham metro area. So that is the area of concern. And so I think the biggest tornado threat, like I said, does unfortunately include the Tuscaloosa area, the Birmingham area, and the Huntsville area, and places around that area as well. So as always, now I do want to mention real quick, because of the very soupy air mass that we have in place across the area today, there is a marginal risk of seeing an isolated severe storm this afternoon and this evening, basically from a line north of Greensboro over to Clanton, Alexander City, and points off to the northwest, because there are a couple of storms that are going to fire a little bit later on this afternoon and this evening. But I do believe the main show is going to come by the time we get into the day tomorrow. Now, there are a couple of showers right now that are moving through the Birmingham metro, basically from Forestdale over to Fultondale and over to Gardendale. These are non-severe, but with the extremely soupy air mass that we have in place right now, this is definitely producing a lot of heavy rain with this area over here. There's also some showers back into Fayette County and Walker County as well, but those are the only signs that we have right now of any showers. But like I said, we're going to have to watch and keep our eye on any storm that does develop back here in Mississippi and moves into Alabama later today. But I do believe that the day tomorrow is going to be your biggest concern, basically from the cities of Tuscaloosa and points off to the north. So that is the situation that we have right now. As always, this can always change and always will change. So you guys are definitely want to check back. I will do another severe weather update for you guys a little bit later on this afternoon and this evening to let you know if in fact the Weather Service and the Storm Prediction Center did place a small portion under a moderate risk. But regardless, you guys need to prepare for the latest information. And as always, God bless. We will be here watching things for you, and we will, of course, have breaking severe weather coverage in the event that things happen to get rough today or tomorrow.